Oh, shoot. Sorry about that, lab partners.
What happened?
Well, I hit go live before I hit the intro, so that
So they had to sit through the whole thing?
yeah.
That's fun.
I meant it stopped streaming because we cursed, and
Oh, no.
then I went to reset it. But here we are. We're excited. I'm excited always to be streaming with Megan. And it's been a little while, and we have
Actually, yeah.
It's been a little bit, and we excitingly have like this new thing that's happening over the next 2 weeks though, where it's like there's an A team and a B team, because I think Wednesday is Brett and Saray.
Oh.
Which we've been talking about how excited we are to have like two people.
We have like a day off in our own home.
In our own home while they're in here working.
And they're going to be here.
And then I think next Sunday's you and me again.
Yeah.
And then I think the following Wednesday is Brett and Saray again.
Yeah.
I think it's like there's like an A team, B team.
Yeah,
for
anyway,
like a
so
while.
we're like, I guess, a little out of sync.
Yeah, wait, are you trying to move me along? You don't want to keep talking about A team and B team?
I don't actually want to keep talking about A and B team.
Okay.
I think they're the A team and we're the B team.
That's fine. Those guys are great, so that makes sense. Okay, Meg, why don't you tell us what we're doing today?
Oh, me. Okay, yeah. We're doing scales. I'm all scaled out. On our last stream, today's Sunday. It was Wednesday. We talked about slap chop, and I was slap chopping my Saurus guys.
I like that's a verb now. Slap chopping.
Slap chopping.
I guess it is.
Slapping them.
Yeah.
With chop. And I had started to like bring out some of the highlights and add like purple on top of my slap chop.
Okay.
And so I wanted to push that a lot further today. Like,
okay.
I was happy where I got to on Wednesday, but I was looking again and kind of realizing, actually, I could push this further. I'd like to level up my scale job as much as possible. So you guys see a mostly blue guy and a mostly purple guy. And my mostly blue guy is hopefully going to look like my purple guy by the end of this. I have 3 groups of Saurus Warriors. There's like a purple base, a yellow base, which ended up looking quite green, and then a pink base, which looks quite purple. So I'm going to show in a video what my process was to get to this purple stage. Okay, so working on gradation, so that's just like bringing up the paint values from the blue to the purple and beyond. I did a lot of dry brushing, so I added a lot more dry brushing layers to my purple scales and sped it up here. There's going to be a video coming out about leveling up scales, so if you're like, hey, this is really fast, I can't follow along, that's okay.
I want to ask you about some dry brushing questions,
yeah,
actually.
Sure. But anyways, yeah, it will be slowed down and a little more manageable chunks for the video itself. But I kind of wanted to just take you guys through everything that I did to level this up. I wanted to bring up my scale value quite a bit more because I'm going to actually go back in with washes to just sort of do some blending back and forth. So that was the pink base, and this is the blue base, now becoming more purple. What questions did you have, Zach?
Well, I just kind of want to know some of your dry brush technique. Because I honestly feel like dry brushing can go bad on something like this. Yeah. These small, I've found scales actually more challenging to dry brush than often people, I believe, make them seem like they are. I think you have to be like a Meg or Saray level painter to really nail it. I kind of want to know.
That's really kind of you to say. I take a lot of paint off. Like, I don't use very much at all. And anytime I do, I always regret it. Like, because it'll squash what you're trying to do and kind of ruin the nuance.
It's just everything is immediately wrong.
Ruined, yeah. And it's like, cool, now I get to start over. So I just remove as much of the paint off as I can because I'm shy about it and I take my time blending up. So it's hard to tell here because of how fast it's sped up, and again, I'll deal with that later when we do our video. But yeah, it's just a light touch is, I think, my biggest tip here. So after I did that, I wanted to bring back in that base color and to kind of blend the two together a bit more. So this is like pushing my gradation even further. I don't have to do this step, but I like it. Like I want the blue to be more forward and so on. The blue, the pink, the yellow to come forward more. So I kind of did like a wash as well as sinking blue into the recesses on the scales, which adds not just gradation, but definition to the scales. So you can see how that works out for each color. The pink and the blue, I think, worked really well here. And you kind of called that out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
These colors are fantastic.
Yeah,
I also love this one.
The yellow, I need to push further. I need to work on some more. This isn't, obviously, like, this is a process, right? And I do trust the process here. And I still want to stick with yellow.
Yeah.
I like, you guys remember when we were doing the glowing runes? I'm, like, obsessed with getting this, like, glowing recess.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, like,
I don't
to
want
work.
to talk too much during your video.
That's okay. And so I'm going to come back in, I think, later on and work on green later further. But that's okay. So now I'm moving on to, like, adding definition to the scales. Like, you don't have to do this step, but I like adding, like, the edge highlights. Because I've already added the recess washing with the undercolors, right? But I really want the scales to pop. And so I'm just adding some edge highlights here and there. As far as like light source goes, I'm doing that thing so this is like one side versus the other. You can see the before and after of the edge highlighting. Yeah, I do that with each color, so you can take a look at that. There's the pink before and after. The pink probably has the least impact. Yeah. And there they are.
Which ones do you guys like best?
Because Zach has a favorite.
Oh, I don't know. I actually really feel like... So, like you said, I'm wanting to see your process on the yellow. We talked about it yesterday, and I was like, I think I need to see where this is going. The purple has invaded the yellow a little too much, and it almost is...
Purple and yellow are hard because they're, like, opposites on the color
and the friend
wheel, right? Like,
chart.
Yeah, the color friend.
But when
chart.
they make it happen, magical things can happen.
Right.
Like college football, sports teams.
Right. LSU,
Lakers, some good.
Who else?
Some good franchises. Yellow. Storied franchises for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a little tricky. So they're opposite each other, and then on top of that, my purple is very bright, and so is my yellow. So if you like take a screenshot of like my purple and yellow, and then desaturate it, they're gonna look very similar in value. So it's hard for your eye to read what's going on there. So I think I'm gonna try bumping up the brightness of the yellow even further before I give up on yellow. And change to green or something. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Saray mentions Vikings as well.
What about Vikings? What are you doing to
also
me today?
yellow and purple. Also yellow and purple.
I'm a mess. Oh, the Vikings. Yes, the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings.
Sorry. Okay. What about hockey? Any good hockey teams that are purple and yellow?
Kings are purple.
Okay. Anyway, so it doesn't matter because we're a hobby channel. So I'm going to be pushing up the gradation. I'm going to be working on blues today because I think blue is the most successful combo with the purple. Like, it's the most obvious that there's purple going on. The pink looks great, but it's hard to differentiate the purple and the pink. I think the green and the yellow and the purple, I need to work on a little bit more. Yeah. So today I'm going to just focus on blues and try to get those done. I have 5 blue Saurus Warriors that we'll see how far I get, but I do hope to get done with the gradation phase, which is like the dry brushing and some washes. Yeah.
Can we put my guy?
Let's do it. Let's take a look at what Zach's working on
today.
Can
we put a bad guy up?
Oh, he's a bad guy.
Yeah. So here we have my Chaos Lord on Karkadrak. I have to say, I'm really excited about my Slaves to Darkness army, and I'm really even more excited about Saray's Slaves to Darkness army. And it's nice that we're doing kind of different approaches. He's really doing cavalry, and I have a little bit of everything so far. I have 1 unit of knights. I'll eventually have 2. They seem fun, but Saray's doing like all knights.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because I am actually trying to get most of my army. I painted this in this way that I strongly recommend at home to people who have an airbrush, which is take a weekend, take a Saturday.
A whole weekend?
Yeah, no, Saturday.
Okay,
take a day, take a big hobby session. Like I think
8 hours.
I think as hobbyists, we have two types of hobby sessions. We have like weeknight hobby session, and we have big day hobby session. Take a big day hobby session. Assemble your whole army. Next big day hobby session. Airbrush your whole army.
Oh boy.
Then just put them away. Put them in a bin. Put them where you can just access them.
In the UK, bin means trash.
So don't put them in the bin in the UK.
Trash.
Put them in a container. They're British, so they probably some ridiculous
bucket. Put them in a bucket.
A ridiculous cartoon word like
bucket.
Bucky. Put them in your Bucky. I don't know, whatever you guys call it, and then pull that out whenever you want, and just grab the unit and paint it, right? Brush paint.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I did with my Soul Blight. Like I did everything like up to the basing, like the base coat level, and then would work on like units with unifying things going on, and work on that all at once. Yeah.
So that's what this guy is all about, and why I brought up Saray is that I'm excited because he this way he can start as he works on his army. He can just start playing my army to get a feel. He doesn't otherwise have an AOS army, so I want to actually get this guy, and I also have one more hero on demonic mount to paint up, and then I'll have like a totally painted army of about 2,800 points that he can play around with. So I'm excited. Now, what you see here is exciting because...
It is exciting. Tell us why.
Because
I'm not convinced yet.
What I did is I put all of I airbrushed the whole army. Just go back to the beginning. Okay. No, okay.
Zach, you're making me break.
No, I'm excited here because I have a dilemma to solve. I get to solve this problem where, as you can see, this armor color that I use, so some of you have seen other models I've painted for this army. It's a very light, cool white almost. I highlight up to, it's the Space Wolves color series, so it's like the Fang, then Fenrisian gray, and then Othwa gray, which is like a cool white.
Yeah.
I also want the Karkadrak scales and color to be light.
Yeah.
And I can actually see it. It's funny, Meg. We complained a little bit about our monitor, but I can actually see the color difference between the armor and his scales better on the camera.
Okay.
But see, he is actually Administratum gray, so he's like a neutral gray, not a cool gray.
Sure.
But I am having a little bit of a hard time. I need to figure out other ways, and I'm hoping, Meg, you're so good at colors. I'm hoping you can help me today with that. And I think a lot of it's just going to come out with the yellow, because the yellow serves as like a border, but also I think just recess washing will help differentiate the armor plating from the Karkadrak's natural scales.
Yeah, you already have really high values, so
yeah.
I recommend going back in and adding some more lowlights, some washes, and then pulling back out to the highlight at the edges of your scales to make them pop, and then add some edge highlighting.
And what's exciting about this is I have a lot of experimentation to try. So I have here a number of different edge ways to panel line. I'm gonna try black, and you tell me if you think I'm off base here. I'm also gonna try, but first I think I was gonna try dark gray.
Try it and see what you think.
The funny thing,
that's what I do. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I just you see me painting these guys, and I'm like, actually, the yellow and the purple. The yellow.
Oh, it's right by the mic.
It's terrible. I know.
That's the problem.
Sorry, guys.
Here, we can fix that.
Yeah, don't people want to see?
We've moved the placement.
What's his name?
I forget. Unilab.
Oni. Doesn't everyone want to see our Oni lab?
We have moved the placement of our mic recently.
Yeah.
And I think because you and Brett were on Wednesday.
Yes.
And you did this, and it was louder than I've ever heard before. And
sorry,
we
guys.
just now realized that our mic.
It's because our mic is lower.
Right below it.
Yeah. So we can be heard better.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, what I wanted to say, as always.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, please, if you haven't already, give this show a like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, please do. Go tell your friends. Go tell your enemies. Go tell your family. to like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot.
I know a lot of you have moms that'll watch.
It really does.
A lot of you have moms that'll watch anything you tell them to watch. So just tell them. Tell your mom.
Look them dead in the eye during this spot.
One thing I do want to say about this is that Saray and I have been noticing, and I think maybe you as well, is that these panel liners that Tamiya makes, other than black, are just not dark enough. And Saray actually makes his own, where he mixes 50% brown and 50% black. Because the brown one is like a very medium brown tone. And like, when do you want that color in recesses, really? You know what I mean? So I'm confused. I'm sorry, not confused. I'm curious as to whether the dark gray one will work, and we're about to find out. Oh, I told myself I'd do a little gloss coat.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Varnish master.
Saray should know from my slap chop video that I did do at least one coat of matte varnish, but I haven't done any varnishing since. Sorry, Saray. I'll do it, Saray. I will do another varnish after today's episode. I don't want to gloss it. I want these to be matte. I guess they should be kind of glossy.
Well,
right?
no. So, wait.
It's so that things sink and travel better, right?
Because
I get that.
Because you're going to eventually matte varnish it, right?
Yeah.
At the end.
I understand. I'm giving Saray a hard time.
Okay. Well,
Well, because he's giving me a hard time.
Well, we know
his job,
he isn't. He hasn't yet, but as varnish.
He is. I'm looking. He's telling me, gloss it up.
As varnish.
I can hear his little Saray voice, too. Gloss it up, Meg.
That is his voice.
That's Saray. Come on, Meg. Gloss it up.
Gloss it up.
Do your 10 by 10s. Come on. Dude, I want to be like a beefcake like Saray. And it sounds like I'm going to have to do 1,000,000 push-ups. But I can't. I can't do push-ups, guys. I'm really bad at them. I did have a TRX. Somebody brought up the TRX system.
Yeah, you did that for a bit.
I had that. I've done that. I've done the wall push-ups. I guess I just, start over? I feel like I can get to, I'm not even painting today. I can, get to about here. So you can tell, I'm not even with my shoulder. But, I'm like, that's good enough, right? I can do 10 of those. I don't even know.
From a woman who ran a marathon, by the way.
That's not the same thing.
I know, but you were like,
running is just putting up with something for a long time that isn't actually that hard.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
I mean, that's how I see running, which is probably why I'm okay with it. I can put up with annoying things for a long time. Right? You weren't supposed to catch that one.
Okay. So anyway, what I was saying though about
Zach's not annoying.
The panel liner.
You're the light of my life.
About the panel liner is that I'm frequently disappointed by the dark. We got our local train store. We went there and I got all the different ones they had. And they have a dark gray, a light gray, a black, and a brown. So that's what I got. And I have found the dark gray to not really be that dark. So we'll see. But I do like Saray's idea of mixing your own Tamiya blends. So
is it Tamiya?
Tamiya. It's Tamiya. Japanese. I don't know.
I don't speak Japanese. I don't know the right pronunciation.
Oh, it's actually good here.
I used to say Tamaya, and then I heard that was wrong. But it's Tamiya?
I think it's Tamiya.
It's not Tamiya.
Yeah, I think it's Tamiya.
Okay, all right.
Oh, this dark gray is actually really good here.
Well, that's good.
But the question is, would black be... No, actually, I think this is better. Okay, hey, this is great.
Okay, guys, we have a poll going on. Don't miss it. It's very important, just like all of our polls.
We do.
It is scale related.
It's scale related. So Meg, one of the things I also want to talk about is you actually made, and I'm guessing in the video that comes out where you talk about scales, you're going to talk about this chart you kind of made.
Tamiya. Sorry, go ahead. That
shows the different, it shows the different, how do I say this? Stages of the painting. And let's actually do a little zoom in here on you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. Is that bright enough for everybody? I think so. It's a dark monitor. It's just a super light touch, Zach. I'm really barely touching Also, like, I don't want to touch too hard because I don't, I can test how much paint is on my skin. Like, that's fine. But I don't know, the model catches it differently than your skin does, right? Because the model has all this stuff sticking out that the brush will rub off on. So I do like to at least start with a super, super light touch.
Well, what I wanted to,
get
sorry,
comfortable.
yes, there's so many things I want to ask. That's one of them. The other one, though, I want to ask was
Yes.
about, you have a kind of like a chart of, that I really like the way you organize, like, where are you actually at in this process of doing scales?
Oh, sure.
And I honestly, in general, think that this is a really great approach to painting. And when we're doing something like our army, we're painting like I'm painting my Tau army for like years on end, you kind of naturally just like start to do that, right? But I really like the way you kind of came up with like these are the things that really need to happen on scales to make them look good. So can you talk about that? Like, what made you do that, and why? I know you like being very organized, which I appreciate.
Oh, this is true.
But specifically, like, how did you talk about what I'm talking about, because you're going to explain it better.
No, it's fine. Yeah, like, it's so funny. I was trying to figure out, like, okay, what is the what is going to be the approach to this level up video that I'm doing? Really is like the driver behind, like, okay, how do I talk about this?
Okay.
I, consider myself a bozo. So I'm kind of like, well, who am I? Like, who am I to tell people how to paint their scales? And like, there's a million ways to do it and a million ways to be satisfied with what you've done, right? Because we're all limited by time or budget or enthusiasm.
That's maybe the one right
and
there,
that's
right?
and those are all valid reasons to like take it easy on a certain aspect of whatever it is you're painting, or your whole army or whatever.
Right.
So I thought I would kind of like break it down for myself, at least for myself, and I'll share my thoughts with you guys via video. And there's like 3 major components, I think, to doing scales, right? To like making them pop, and really read as scales. And I think, well, the first step is obviously your base coating step. So like, usually I would say that involves a zenithal. And like what we did, a slap chop, right? It doesn't have to, that's probably the quickest way, most efficient way to do it. You could also paint that by hand. Nothing to stop you from doing that in your base coat layer. After base coating, then it's like, okay, everything is like one flat color. So how do I make this interesting? Well, you add gradation, and like the fastest way to do that is to just give it a wash, right? Because the wash will go where it needs to go on the model. And you can get away with that, like, I think, pretty easily. That's like I think that's like a reasonable place to stop. But then if you want to take it a bit further and make your scales pop, then you have to start adding in some definition. Because sometimes the wash will wash that out, like your recesses will start blending into the scales themselves. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this first layer. So I'm going to move on to my next one. All right. Yeah, so definition, you do that by like panel lining and edge highlighting.
It's about bumping up the contrast.
Yeah,
right?
your basic, yeah, exactly. Definition is just increased contrast.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Which is a tip we hear a lot.
You can actually like, avoid sharpening an image by just increasing the contrast on it.
Enhance.
And that kind of takes, well, not really, but that kind of takes care of it for you. So, pick your method that works best for you, right? Like dry brushing, I think, is really nice because it's quick and you can do it by hand and you don't have to worry about the weather. Like, you don't have to worry about fumes. So I like dry brushing for like something like this, where I'm not going to put it, it's not a showpiece. I'm trying to quickly and efficiently get through an army. I'm trying to get through 20 Sauruses. Like, I'm not going to sit there and painstakingly gradiate scale by scale. The dry brush takes care of a lot of that for me. But anyway, yeah, sorry. So I totally lost track of where I was going with this. But
we were just talking about the going through the process.
Yeah.
Gradation, definition, right?
Yeah. I think like you can accomplish a lot when you're gradiating your paint. And you don't have to feel like, oh, if I don't do it this specific way, I'm not doing it right. Like, no, there's like a million ways to gradiate. I chose not to use the airbrush because I also feel like, as much as I'm getting better at using an airbrush, I just feel like there's more control for myself with a dry brush. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, I will cover more of my thought process in a video that's coming out this week on scales. And see what you guys think.
She had like we started the channel with a level of wings video, so it's similar to that, but with scales.
Yeah.
Yep. It's looking good.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of
purple and blue is nice, I think.
Speaking of scales.
Okay.
Okay. We actually have a scale quiz for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that when is that happening?
I think we should do it now.
Oh.
Yeah.
10:30.
Yeah. Well,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do our scale quiz. So, we decided that it would be interesting for Meg. We could run anyone through this quiz, but we decided it would be interesting for...
We, as in Zach.
Well, anyone could take this quiz. What we did is we took some images, really close-up images. We found some really close-up images. And we looked to see if those images... Well, we're going to be asking Meg to identify whether the images that she's about to see are scales or if they are something else. We're going to take a look at my guy here.
No, at some point. Okay. I'm just moving it out of my way so I can paint.
We'll have a look here. So,
okay.
In 1 second, we'll do that. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. Take a look here. So, this is where my guy's at. Actually, I will do this real quick because I have...
yeah, what part of this process are you working on?
The definition for sure. So I just went through and did the recess washing, which was really big actually. It is starting to do what I hoped it would do, which is it's starting to help the armor and the Karkadrak scale stand out differently. It's got this kind of cartoony gloss thing going on right now that I'm going to pull back down. But we've got here we've got the this was the Tamiya panel liner, the dark gray one in here, and so now I'm gonna work on the yellow, bring that up, and with a little bit of dry brushing and just careful brush work at the very end, and then here's the back, and then I'll come back to these scales and bring these up a little bit lighter.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to put this guy back over with you.
Okay.
And I see what you mean about tipping over.
Yeah.
But I think it's because this one is up high.
Well, I kind of need it up
see,
high, so.
There we go. That might be a little bit better. Okay, are you...
I'm ready for my quiz. That's what I want to talk
quiz?
about. Yeah,
okay.
I don't want to worry about this camera right
now. All right, here we go. So we have got a scale quiz for Meg. Now, you have a close-up image here, and you need to basically only make one decision, really, Meg. It's easy. You need to let us know if you think these are scales or not.
Those are fish scales.
Okay,
like
Meg...
Those seem pretty obviously like fish scales.
Fish scales. But
to me.
Remember, we have like this way that we can crazy zoom in and take pictures of things. And lots of times when you zoom in, things will not be what they seem. And when you zoom back out, you find out that actually this is the paint job on a brand new 1994 Ford Taurus. Actually, excuse me, this is a Ford Tempo. Even better.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, here it is. Amazing.
It just looks like a car.
It's just a car. It is a car. It is a brand new 1994 Ford Tempo.
Is it brand new to the user or like brand new in that picture?
It is
like
it is
like
brand,
hot off the presses.
It is brand new.
Okay.
Okay, here's
My bad.
Here's the next scale.
Oh, this is
Scales or no scales?
well, these are scales. They look like they're on a crocodile or an alligator or something.
It looks that way.
Did I get it?
But they are not scales.
Oh.
This is actually a picture taken from outer space of Nevada.
Oh.
And you can see whenever
now.
we've flown across the U.S.
Nevada is known for its like highly organized mountain ranges.
This is it. It's crazy and it's super craggy. And when you fly across the U.S., you realize why we call a lot of it flyover country because it just is.
I would love to see this in person. We never go to the.
You don't go to this part of Nevada.
Highly arranged.
Yeah.
Well, according to this, it's all of Nevada.
This is Nevada.
So I do go to these parts of Nevada at some point. I just wasn't paying attention to the mountain ranges and their arrangement. So I'm glad that you shared that with our fans.
Okay, next we have this.
Okay.
Scales or no scales?
Excuse me. Are these snake scales? This looks like, or like some kind of iguana. This looks like some kind of reptile scales. So I'm gonna go with iguana.
This is actually an aerial image taken of the last year's Toledo, Ohio, St. Patrick's Day parade. There you can see.
I see.
There you can see Mrs. Leprechaun.
That actually makes Mrs. Leprechaun. Oh, it says Miss Leprechaun.
Miss Leprechaun.
So
I like how that's what pulled it back for you.
I'm
Mrs.
like,
Leprechaun?
Are you sure?
Oh, Miss Leprechaun.
Because I don't believe that you actually looked into this.
Oh, Miss Leprechaun.
Okay. Have you ever been to this Leprechaun parade?
I haven't been to Toledo, Ohio's Leprechaun Parade. Now, if you're thinking there, if you have followed us and you're thinking Toledo, hasn't Toledo come up before? It has. It is where Toledo local man Daryl Latham is from, who was convicted recently. Actually, his trial concluded
Poor guy.
recently.
Why are you putting him on blast? Leave him alone.
His trial recently concluded. He was sentenced to 25 years.
His life is going to be blown up already. We don't need to make it worse. Get this off of the screen.
Yeah. So
poor guy.
Meg. And by the way, again, Daryl Latham, not to be confused with Darren Latham, which is why we bring this up.
I don't make that confusion.
Meg, you were 0 for 3 on the scale quiz.
Oh boy. I need to up my scale game.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thanks for teaching me all those things.
Well,
I
don't know.
Didn't realize how bad I was at scales.
Yeah.
Maniac. Guys, we still have a poll going. Don't forget to vote. The poll makes no sense to me, but Zach's going to know how to interpret it.
You asked for a music scale poll. And so you got one. And so we'll see what poll is everyone's favorite. What scale is everyone's favorite.
Yeah. What about like the scale on your bathtub?
Bathtub?
Or shower tiles? What about...
that.
What about that kind of scale?
Interesting. Is that spelled the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any different weird spellings of scale?
I don't think so.
It's used a lot of different ways.
Yeah. I also think scaling walls is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool if you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That might be my favorite
use of the words of scale. Yeah, okay.
Scales.
This is reaching even for us here. Okay, so I think I have gone pretty good. This worked well. This is funny. I had literally was just saying I'm skeptical if the darker gray.
Oh, careful.
Ooh.
Oh, just so I don't want to see you spill it on your mouth. It'd be very sad.
Fling it all over the place.
Although after that scales quiz, maybe I should let you ruin your own model.
Dark gray Tamiya finally did work.
Tamiya. That's how you say it. That's what Saray said. Tamiya.
I think, yeah.
Just make sure you say it right.
Okay.
Stuff stinks.
Yeah, we spilled a bunch, so not actually a bunch at all, just kind of a little bit. Great. Peeps, if you got questions, you've got thoughts, comments that you want to hear our embarrassing reactions to, please, as always,
That's always
consider
fun.
supporting.
Consider it.
Okay. So now I'm gonna start doing a little bit of.
Also,
Yeah.
today is Zach's birthday observed.
Observed.
We didn't have like a lot of time. We went and played AOS on your real birthday, which was Thursday.
We did. That's right. Yeah.
But today's like we're doing a birthday party for you and Brett.
Yeah, we're actually doing a mutual.
Because Brett was gone on his birthday, and we kind of missed that too on the channel. So make sure you guys wish a happy birthday to Brett, especially since his birthday was largely missed.
Mm-hmm.
And then also to Zach, if you feel like it. He already got that in Discord the other day. But yeah, we're going to go play more AOS and board games at Brett's place.
Yeah.
Today.
Which is exciting, actually.
I think so. How's your guy going, by the way?
He's going good.
You have to let it sit, right?
A little. Well,
what
the
do you
top
think of
is
the
okay.
gray as the panel liner?
Good. I really liked it a lot. Like I was saying, I'm actually a little surprised it worked because we've had some weird luck with any of them other than the black.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go in with
Yeah.
a Citadel wash and start working. This is Casadora yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just starting the gradation process you've been talking about here on the spines, on the yellow spines.
So what does that look like for you?
I'm taking it and putting it where the yellow meets the white or the gray of his actual scales. And I'm just like starting to kind of pull it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, all this stuff overlaps too. Like I did the wash recess in the video, which not only like helps blend back and forth between your layers of like dry brushing or airbrushing or glazing, whatever, however it is that you want to blend. But that also adds definition. Like the more you go back and forth, you're increasing contrast, and so like inevitably the definition comes from that too.
I think it's interesting, over the years of learning anything, but obviously for this show, we'll stick with miniature painting. There are ways that you learn, and excuse me, I feel like I've found that I've learned sort of two awesomely, I guess I'll say, different ways that advice has come in to me. And one of them is sort of like Meg, when we were told at the BAO a couple years ago that we just needed to like go further.
Mm-hmm.
And I like advice like that. That kind of advice is interesting. It's like just the general big concept. It's almost not really advice. It's like someone's telling you almost like an inspirational thing, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like another one here that I'm learning, that I've learned since we started this channel is just go back and forth a lot. Like,
yeah,
going back and forth a lot is big. Like it's advice that works with painting models like all the time. And it's interesting because the two other kind of creative things I do a lot is cooking and writing music. And you really can't do that in either of those two.
Not really part of the process.
Right. You absolutely don't want to do that with cooking. And you can't. And when you write music, it's not really like the same. You're not really going back and forth. You're trying things and maybe then just like clearing them out or not going with them or going with them or whatever. But not exactly going back and forth. So it's kind of a new way of working on something creative that I've never really gone to do before. But it's really big. And it's nice too because it's like that whole trust the process thing. It almost kind of removes that fear of like trusting the process because it's like, look, if this step didn't do it for me, if this made it look worse, that's fine. I'm going to go back. It's almost like comforting knowing that you kind of can undo or improve something, right, as you're going back and forth. Yeah.
And like at the same time, you don't have to do that. Like, and it'll still look okay. You need to do what makes sense for you, what you have time for, what you're interested in. like for example, on these guys, I could have gone back and forth with the washes. I just did one wash. I did one wash and then I went to definition because I was like, you know what? I could push this further. And if I was working on a big, what are they called? The carnosaurs?
Then, any of the bigger dinosaurs, really, right?
I'm going to go back and forth quite a bit on that. That's one model. That's not as, like, time consuming as doing 20 Saurus Warriors, right? I'm going to push them a little, but I'm not trying to win any major awards for like an individual Saurus, right? I'm trying to get it to look impactful as a unit.
Right.
And that's like always a decision anybody who plays has to make for themselves. Just where is my stopping point? What is reasonable for me to expect from myself without going crazy?
Okay, babe. Meg, we're going to zoom in here on you. Just so you know.
Got him.
Oh wait, that was.
Hi.
Wait,
there was nothing there when you did it. Okay. Well, that's good because I'm just about to go on my break. Just kidding. I'm doing a level up on the color. In fact, I'm not even going to use this dry brush anymore. I'm going to use a small one. And I'm going to work up a brighter purple. Maybe I shouldn't mix it on the paper. I don't know. That's all right.
I usually swap. Well, the paper comes off tomorrow, so.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, I don't like to do the dry brush stuff on a wet palette because then, you know, like.
It's too wet.
It's wet. Mm-hmm. I don't want it to be wet. So I mix it on the paper. But then the problem with the paper, everyone knows this, is that the paper is very dry, and so it dries out very quickly, like quicker than I would like.
The other danger with the paper, I don't know if this has happened in here yet, but the other danger with the paper, we have this place pretty ventilated, is that sometimes, especially if you've airbrushed, when you start mixing, you won't actually see it. There's like little particles of black paint, and when you start doing stuff on the paper, sometimes it starts to turn darker. That happened at Hobby Times a lot. We didn't have a super awesome ventilation room like overall in there. And so if you tried to start mixing something, it would like darken and then you'd like run your finger along the paper and there you guys is like a little bit of black powder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Okay. So I'm going to, can I show where my guys at, Mike? Can I just put them in your
Oh,
view?
sure, yeah. That's probably faster.
That's probably faster. Okay, so here now
Look at that.
Yeah, here now we have start to go back and define the yellow. So yeah, I want this monster to be like light gray, whitish, and then have like this yellow other color. And then he'll have jaws and everything and mouth and stuff. But great, that was a weird sound I just made. Yeah, I don't know.
No, he's pretty.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Excited. Okay.
Are you gonna panel line with black at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I might, especially on the sides and under.
Like at the darkest points. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I probably will.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to do a little yellow though on him.
So here's the before and after. I guess I can show that. Hopefully it comes across.
Right,
so this is like 2 levels deep of dry brushing. This is 1 level deep of dry brushing. I'm probably going to go up 1 more level across the board. Oh boy.
I've been finding something I did for the studio on Friday. I took a day and did a lot of work after Saray left. He had his journey show, and I did a lot of like maintenance I've been trying to do some maintenance stuff around the studio to just kind of reset things and before things get too messy or anything. And I consolidated a lot of our paints down, and you guys are gonna make fun of me.
Oh wow, this was great.
Yeah, you guys are gonna make fun of me because of how many bottles of, in particular, Citadel Air I got rid of. And what I mean by got rid of is I didn't throw any paint out really.
No.
But
Never.
what I did was just pour them into bottles, right? And I think I got rid of. I stopped counting, but it was in between 40 and 50 bottles of paint. The worst offender was Administratum Gray.
Oh, you should have let them guess.
Oh,
I would have guessed Nuln Oil. That
you,
would have been my guess.
You know, I actually didn't consolidate any Nuln oils because, like, they're so useful. Wait, can I show this?
What is? Okay.
I think this is kind of interesting. This one side has been dry brushed already, and the other side is not, and you can kind of see the difference there. So this side has started to have its values brought back up, not the back, but just the front.
This side, the yellows, you're saying?
Yeah, let me show.
Yeah.
So here, this side you can see has been started to have its scales brought back up, and this side is not. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Good work, Zach.
No, that's not what I meant.
So yeah, I consolidated all of our paints, or a bunch of our paints. And you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, why did you have, for example, 6 Administratum Grays open?
Yeah, chat. Why?
Why, and of course, I've mentioned this before. I've brought up that I formerly really worked in terms of projects, and oftentimes I would have a lot of projects going, multiple projects going at once, especially if it was terrain.
Yeah. And
Administratum Grays is in this kind of interesting. Okay, so when I was doing painting for projects that had to be finished in time over at Titan Studio, what ends up happening is before you like, oh my God, Zach's an idiot. Wow, how could he?
Would say that.
Oh my God,
you.
how is this guy even still alive? Blah
Whoa,
blah blah.
Dude.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
but
goodness.
You have to recall that, like as you guys know, a store keeping GW paint in stock can be weird. Like lots of times it won't be there. So whenever I would go and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this new terrain board. And I need it to be these colors, whatever colors they are. You end up having to sort of guess at how much paint you actually need to get. And I was actually thinking that would be a cool VOD. We should do a video where
you guess the number.
Well, where we kind of try to put a little bit of science behind helping people buy the correct amount of paint.
Yeah, science.
I kind of mean for real, actually, but
okay.
Like I don't know if that's even possible, but that would be useful if we could be like, all right, it takes this much paint to paint 10 intercessors. Like how much airbrush paint do you need to paint 10 intercessors? How much layer paint? How many bottles of Vallejo do you need to paint 10 intercessors? Mm-hmm. How many bottles of Citadel do you need to paint 10? You know what I mean? That'd be kind of interesting.
Sure.
So anyway, I had these like 6 bottles of Administratum Gray, but it was interesting because as you go through and do it, you can kind of see that wow, you really have color preferences as a painter. And one of the ones
we have so much like teal green and like white, very light green from your early Tau.
From Tau,
still.
Yeah. One of the ones that came up a lot that I was realizing was like Administratum Gray or Othwa Gray, which is this one right here. You guys know it's like almost white. A lot of light colors in particular I had more of, and what I realized is of course because when you're painting terrain, you don't use a lot of highlighting, right? But oftentimes I would be buying like 2 Mechanicus and then by contrast, sorry, real quick, I have 1 Mechanicus Standard Gray left after the consolidation. I was a little freaked out by that. I was like, oh my God, we need to order some Mechanicus Standard Gray.
Oh my gosh, I know. I've heard you go through these like
we only have 1
existential crisis things about paint. We don't have a million of these paint jars, and I'm like, that's great. I love it.
Well, Mechanicus Standard Gray, mostly because I'm about to do gray terrain again with this Soul Blight board, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna probably need some Mechanicus Standard Gray soon, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, I just kind of thought it was interesting to go back in time and see what you've been. I think that was closed. What you've been painting, you know. But yeah, it was nice. Saray will be pleased when he comes back down to see that
the paint almost fits on the shelf now.
I think think it mostly does.
There's still a couple that we like
still,
stack on top, but yeah, it's like it looks a bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
Less crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can start making room for new paint.
I think we should give these guys like another minute for this poll.
Okay.
And then end it. I think we've finished the poll.
Did we figure it out?
I think we figured it out. We're about halfway through the stream. There's 19 votes. Guys, tell your friends to vote. Don't forget to vote. ! Vote. Yeah, because we want to know what scale is the best scale. It's very important for today's stream.
Earlier, I think Cody said, why aren't we using scale 75 to paint the scales?
What's that?
It's a paint line.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a...
Why haven't we used it?
Because it's one of the ones we make fun of.
Oh.
We don't like
What's
to...
wrong with it?
Nothing, I guess. Except it's like, the colors are like... It's where we make fun of like the colors. Like, this is the German tank armor from the African theater in 1939 to 1941.
I didn't know we made fun of it. Now that I know, I'll try to make fun of it more.
We definitely make fun of it. And by we, I mean Saray and I.
Yeah.
Especially, but maybe you as well. We did get a super chat in here. Ty, you guys have been quiet today. You don't always have to super chat, and we like ats as well. This says from Ty, can you all recommend good noob resources for someone starting Age of Sigmar? How do you play /list building? Basic strategy stuff. Got a bunch of cities stuff now.
Oh, man.
Yes, let me give you a couple of resources, and let me give you a couple of my own thoughts.
What is that one site that has, like, you can plug in all of your units and it summarizes your...
AOS...
Someone in chat will
Shorts? Know. AOS Shorts? Or AOS...
Shorts?
It is. It's something weird like that. Let me see.
Okay, somebody in chat will know, but that's like Cody's my first go-to is, like, anything that will summarize your rules for you is a big help. And so there's this like website that will do that. You just plug in your models, like what your army is.
I really do think it's called AOS Shorts.
Okay.
Let me have a look. Let's see.
You can also just... Oh my gosh. Look, you made Soups cry. Guys, don't worry about it. We know everyone's doing what they can.
No,
we appreciate super chats, but don't feel obligated.
Yeah, it's called AOS Shorts.
Okay. Sorry, I wanted to contribute because I knew you were going to go on a long, not rant, but you have lots of information on this that I don't have.
Yeah, so AOS Shorts is a really good one. Definitely, Ty. Check that out, aosshorts.com. As far as cool people channels to listen to, if you're looking for other people on YouTube, I sort of think of three channels come to mind when I think of AOS. So, for chatty people, just hearing people chat about AOS, it's Honest Wargamer. And then the other one that's pretty good is AOS Coach. I've not met Rob from Honest Wargamer. I have met AOS Coach, and he's a super cool guy. And I strongly recommend both those channels. And then as far as watching some battle reports, I think my favorite... What happened?
Go ahead. No, nothing. Something very cool happened. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
No, that's okay. For AOS battle reports, I think the best is the guys who are doing it best is called Season of War. They're up in Toronto, and I've met those guys too. They're super cool. So strongly recommend those three
Let's
channels.
do front cam for a while.
Front cam? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to focus on this.
So, yeah. What cool thing happened?
Okay, so I just got really excited because Polly was trying to snipe with a membership. Thank you, Polly, of course.
Oh,
and he got Jules.
Finally.
Jules was trying so hard to get sniped the other day. And, like, they kept missing. And I was like... There must be something up with Jules' account. But no, Jules got sniped today, so I'm really excited. Welcome, Jules. It's nice to have you.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the Friday streams.
Yeah.
And getting to vote on future content. Because if you're not a mandrill... if you're not a lab rat or a mandrill, you have access to some of that stuff.
And we will be putting up a vote soon. Actually, there's a couple votes we're going to put up soon. We need to put up. Including our next basing episode.
Yeah.
Which type basing to cover.
Yeah, so our mandrels will get to vote on that if you guys want to become a mandrel. We also release behind the scenes videos for our mandrels.
We do
from time to time. And then lab rats, you guys, that's when you get access to the cool emojis, and you get a little thing next to your name.
Sorry.
Go ahead. And you get access to our Friday streams. So glad to have you on board with us as a lab rat.
Yeah. Welcome, Jules. And thanks, Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, should we end the poll, Meg?
Yes, please.
Oh, wait, I do want to actually talk to... we can end the poll, but I want to come back to Ty's question a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to end this poll. Now, the winner here appears to be G. Mixolydian. Bonus points...
I think people think it's not real, because I didn't think that was real.
Bonus points in chat if you know... Music theory question. If you know what major scale shares the same notes as a G. Mixolydian scale. So bonus points in chat. And it's only interesting if you answer in the next 3 seconds. It's like that game show.
Well, let's get back to Ty's question, and then we'll come back.
But hold on, no, I don't want to keep going back and forth.
Oh, okay. Well, it just gives them time to answer, and then you can.
No, because then they're going to look it up, and then they're going to be
then
okay.
They can look it up.
So here we go.
Let
now
chat do whatever chat wants.
G. Mixolydian 1. Now, for anyone who 9% of you picked the B flat medium scale, that's actually not a real scale. That's a fake scale.
Haha.
And
Got him.
So you picked a fake scale, and you either knew that was fake and were being funny.
Maybe they're trolling us.
Or you didn't know and just said that you liked B flat. And
funny.
didn't give it any thought, in which case I really expected...
that would have been me.
I really expected people to give thought into this poll.
Yeah, right. I don't know any... I'm, not a music person at all. Zach and I come from 2 different worlds within the arts. I remember I took a music that you remember, I'm sure. I had to take something to fulfill my general ed requirement for music in the arts or something, in the arts. And I'm like, I'm a graphic design major. I think I've got it. But they still make you do something. So I took music theory, intro to music theory. And I was like, great. Zach can help me with my homework. Wink, wink. Because we had just started dating.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great. I had Zach look over all the little ditties I wrote. Because I had to.
It was so weird that music theory is a weird, side humanities class.
Oh my god, they made me play something. I don't remember, a scale and then, a little piece. Very short, a couple measures. Oh my gosh. I hated it. I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to play. Just let me do the freaking exercises out of the book and move on with my life. Yeah, it's really not for me. I don't like being put on it's not put on the spot 'cause you're supposed to practice, but I don't like performing. It's not comfortable for me. Right, John? Where's John? John gets it.
So Ty, a couple other things I just wanted to point out. Thank you, by the way, Liberty Fires, as always, big supporter.
Welcome, Bob Rob.
Hung out
to the team.
Hung out with Liberty Fires a little bit last night.
Oh yeah, I went to bed so early last night. I was out of it. I was like, I do not want to use my brain anymore.
In our hobby hang. Always a pleasure. And Ty, what I was gonna say is, so I think those 3 are good, and the AOS Shorts site is good. And I would say, let me go back to your question real quick.
Yeah.
I would say list building is interesting in AOS if you're coming from 40K. It is not really. I don't exactly know what 10th ed list building is like nowadays. Because I know the game has changed since 9th, but list building I would say is not as big of a deal in AOS as it is in 40K. In 40K, and by big deal, I guess I mean obviously it's important, but I guess what I mean is that it's not so granular. In 40K, list building, historically anyway, has been granular. And I think this latest edition has gone a little less granular, but you're not going in and adding and spending 3 points on this one model having a thing that helps you, avoid taking a penalty when you go through terrain or whatever. That's kind of a 40K thing. And I kind of dig it. I kind of dig the difference because it's just showing in 40K. It's kind of showing like, oh, it's sci-fi and we have these planets to traverse and we've got all these tools to do it. But are you gonna actually spend points on them? In AOS, you don't really have to do that. You're kind of either buying like 10 skeletons, 20 skeletons, or 30 skeletons, right? There are some limits on that.
Too many skeletons.
Yeah, there are some limits on what you can.
Yeah.
Actually, that's called reinforcing a unit. The big thing I would actually recommend, Ty, is to get the AOS app. Oh, we want to do. Okay.
Thanks.
There we go.
Go ahead.
Is to get the AOS app because the AOS app is still free, and it's quite good, and it's up to date, and you will not be able to list. You actually can still list build even if you don't own a book. You won't be able to kind of use it and go in and check all the little rules specifically to your war tome, to your codex, if you will. But you can still list build, and the app will tell you if you're missing something, if you got something wrong in your list. So it's kind of nice. I'd strongly recommend learning list building by just getting the app and trying things.
Really quickly, this is before the final level up, and this is after my highest highlight with the dry brush, and this is before. So again, like, you don't have to go up this high, but it brings out different details if you do.
Can I put my guy over there?
Yeah. Would you like the camera back?
No, we'll just put him here. Is that okay? Yeah, we'll put him here.
Yeah,
He's coming along.
Yeah, I'm going to move it. There.
Yeah, we're going back and forth on him, a little bit on him now. So you can see I have started to highlight up the scales a bit, the white scales and the yellow scales. So yeah, what are you thinking, Meg? What would you say? I need to do more on the back here, and kind of in general. But what are my next steps?
I think your like yellow horns are really nice looking. Yeah, I mean they're really nice looking. You did like edge highlighting on them and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would just go in and add like some darker darks into some of your panels.
Oh, okay. So maybe try that. That's what you're.
Yeah, like just into the deepest, what would be the deepest recesses, and that'll help. I think it'll be like tiny little pops of black recess. Okay. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. Nice. Fun. And then to be honest with you, I need to figure out what color eyes I'm going to give this guy. Because that's kind of important. He's also has some more of this orange cloth that they have up next to his head that I need to paint. That's also going to be a big splash of color. And I almost kind of want that in soon because, it kind of like influences what you do. You know what I mean? When like you're adding like rain, because they're reins, right? That go up to his mouth basically. And they're going to be, well, they're not reins. I don't know. They're just like ornamental cloth. But I need to put them in there to kind of see what's going to be going on, I think. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Oh, Elijah Patrick. His member message here.
Yeah, we've had people be members for a month now. That's so exciting for us. So we're really happy to see you guys using your free super chats. Don't forget to use them.
Yep.
Use them or lose them. I think you get one every month. But Elijah says, "Happy birthday, Brett and Zach. I wish you all the best."
Yeah,
Thanks, Elijah.
We're excited. We cooked. We're doing some cooking. I sous vide a tri-tip overnight, and it is sitting on our kitchen counter, drying out a little bit right now. We're gonna take it over to Brett's and grill it to finish it up, give it a nice crispy outside. Also did some vegetables, and Leah is making sangria. So there's.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun times.
Oh my gosh, we do a shot before every stream.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, hey, here we go. Good luck, whatever. Break a leg, whatever you're supposed to say. And boy, that hit me kind of hard.
Oh, it did?
I had it on an empty stomach.
We did have them on an empty stomach.
Yeah, I'm excited to go have some food and more sangria, though. I'm a monster. We do have memes coming up. I want to say in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, memes.
We'll cover our memes. There were a lot of good
There's
ones.
some good ones this week. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun ones because of the skin stream that happened last Sunday. If you guys missed it, you should definitely go back and catch it. It was fun. And there were a lot of really good examples of how to paint skin for whatever level you're at, whatever comfort level you're at. That's kind of like what I'm trying to do with this, like focus on with this too, that doing scales, like you can sit there and paint edge highlights like painstakingly one by one on each scale and like do things very like methodically and one at a time. I'm choosing not to do that with these because I'm going to paint a whole army and I don't have time for that, and that's totally acceptable.
Real quick.
And now from our sponsor.
All right, so I'm going to try this
Oni
black.
Lab.
I'm going to try this black panel liner and see how I'm liking this.
I messed it up.
On Meg's suggestion here.
Yeah, why don't we put the camera on you?
Okay.
I'm having it on me, and then they saw me splooge with my dry brush. Terrible.
Okay.
Can you see?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's okay. I'll correct it with a wash. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Barry, I did catch your comment. About me like dry brushing on my skin. I honestly don't know if it's a widely accepted thing either. Here, maybe lower it so I can see what you're doing. There you go. Yeah. But it made sense at the time, and there's no problem with it. I mean, there's probably oils in my skin. That's always a thing to worry about, but my arm is not particularly oily. Like if I was using like my fingertips or something, that'd be kind of stupid. Or my palm. Ew, gross. Using your sweaty palm to like dab your brush. I don't think that's a good idea. Just like by way of what I imagine it doing. That's like the oiliest part of your hand, right? But I don't see why it would be a problem to dry brush or like to like get some paint off of your brush using your arm or your leg or whatever. Yeah. Ty, we updated our app the other day and the points were updated, but I didn't catch if the rules were all updated.
Cities rules are still old.
They're still old. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be old until they release the codex in a more general way, if that makes sense. Because currently it's just from the box, people who got that box set, like yourself, who have the actual codex. I don't know what the actual like theory behind why that is the case that they do it that way, but that seems to be how they do it. So. I think the city's rules are still old, Ty.
Oh, I like that. Sorry. Oh, I like that too.
What's happening?
It's good.
What?
Just the way this is coming out.
Well, we can't see now. We're watching mine.
It's fine. It'll be my little secret.
What?
My dry brush is like very dry and like has very little paint on it, and so I can go really hard. Like
Okay.
I can scrub it real hard.
Okay.
And it comes out nice.
Oh, I see.
Like, I mean, when I say hard, I don't mean like grinding into the model. That'll strip the paint, but like I can flick it back and forth real nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure. No shorts will get made from that.
No. We're a family channel. There was nothing funny there. It's just how I talk. All right. Oops. Get back. Who do I have left? I have one left at this. Actually, no. I have these two. Yeah. Sorry, I got kind of lost track of where I was at. My piles. I wasn't keeping my piles separate.
I'm excited to get this guy done.
Do we have a lewd emoji in YouTube?
Today.
Guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's up. I mean, I'm asking the mods. I think we need one. If we don't have one, I guess I can add it. Unless the mods can do it right now if it's not there. What is everyone else working on? I don't even think we asked that today. That's like the standard question of the day. And it hasn't been asked. Let us know in the comments.
Yes.
It's always fun to hear what other people are working on. And it gives us like, thoughts about, oh, well, what can we cover next time that they might find a little more relevant or something. But also it's just nice to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meg, I think the black panel liner is a good idea.
Great. Oh yeah, I can actually just see it on the screen. I don't have to look over your shoulder.
Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of cleanup, but it actually is. It's pretty nice. But I was, I'm trying to, because I pulled the gray up a little bit more, of course. And so, like you're saying, the black, I'm just kind of doing only in certain areas, like much less, right?
Yeah. Soups, you don't have YouTube access. That's shocking. We'll have to change that. We'll make it a lot more fun.
Did I do too much? Well, I'll have to go back and forth. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
That's the whole. That's
give it a good
thing.
back and forth.
What was that? Too much right there.
Wow.
Should we look at some memes, Meg?
I think it is meme time. I mean, it's like 5 minutes earlier than I wanted, but we're good. Nah, let's do it. I don't like waiting for memes. I love memes. This is my favorite part.
So
the Sunday.
This is fine. Yeah, Saray has done a tutorial. One of our first just single.
It was so good.
Actually, that's not true. We have level up paint or wings. But this one is really like a very bespoke, specific kind of a model.
Yeah.
See his process.
This is like an actual tutorial.
Was pretty cool. A lot of you guys have watched it. A lot of people have seen it.
So glad you guys liked it. We're gonna definitely do more. Well, Saray is.
Yeah,
we're just gonna goof off.
We're gonna make Saray do more of those.
Yes, Saray, get to work.
But this says what Saray sees and what I see.
Tutorial for today: color shift paint for Zinch. Tutorial for today: color shift paint for Sneech. Yeah, I love it. I like Holly thought this would be too obscure, but I mean it's great. It's perfect.
Yeah,
Dr. Seussism. It does sound very Dr. Seussy.
Yeah.
Zinch.
Color paint.
Sneech.
This
is from our skin episode.
Yeah.
This is cute. This is like that. I don't know. A lot of people have seen this. It was at the Oscars, right? All the celebs got a group shot.
Okay.
It was very cute.
Uh-huh.
And that's us. That's what we look like now.
Oh, nice.
So.
Very nice.
I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah. It's It's
what?
very nice.
You don't sound...
No, I do. I like it. Okay, here's...
You sound like you're being put upon. Oh, yeah. Purple Rain Saray. So good. While he's going through his recipe.
I know.
It's so soothing. You liked the music.
I did. I love the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's great.
Could you, go to bed listening to Saray? Like, his journeys or his video? Do you think you're going to start doing that?
I'm not going to start doing that. Could I? Sure.
You were talking about it the other night.
It is relaxing, yeah.
Yeah.
But
how much you want to listen to Suray's voice, even when you're not streaming together.
Yeah, I don't think I said that, but
you did.
I did.
You mentioned it in bed.
What is wrong with you? No, I did not. Psycho. I was like, is she messing with me right now?
No.
But I think
you guys. He doesn't remember saying this.
Okay. All right, moving on.
I'm
pretty sure the next
we'll
one.
We'll talk about this
later.
No.
The next one is not. Oh, this one was great. Bryce made this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so last week when we did Skin, everyone hung out afterwards to play Kingdom Death, which was really fun. I really like it, and I want to keep playing it. So we need to get... You can take or leave it, right? But I would love to get a campaign group going to play. But anyways, while we were finishing up the stream, we put on Fantastic Planet. If you guys haven't seen Fantastic Planet, highly recommend. It's like an hour and 12 minutes. It's not that long. It's on HBO right now.
Yep.
It's a French 70s film, highly metaphorical, bizarre. It looks like something...
allegorical is how they describe it.
There you go, yeah. It looks like something Dolly would have made. And maybe Dolly was involved. I didn't actually read up into this movie at all, but it's bizarre and great. That's what this is referencing. Go check it out. But also, this is very true. It's like that gross upward shot.
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah. Bryce nailed it with this. This is great.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bryce.
This is one of my favorite memes.
It's really good.
In a long while. This one's very good.
Yeah. It's a deep cut. It's a bit of a deep cut. You had to
you had to
see Fantastic Planet. You had to and if you hadn't seen it, if you were hanging out with us, you'd get it. But go check out the movie.
Here's another bit of Bryce.
Oh yes, this is another deep cut. Okay, anytime I'm too obsessed with I Think You Should Leave, and so if you haven't seen I Think You Should Leave, there will probably be things like this or like jokes that like side comments I'll make that make no sense to anybody but me and like Zach and like a couple people in chat who have seen it. Anytime you guys make an I Think You Should Leave reference in a meme, I'm gonna include it because I'm obsessed, and that's what this is referencing. So
did Bryce make this himself, or did Ted? Who made this?
No. I really appreciated this. Soups made it. Okay. Soups like went out of his way to like Google and make sure he got the line right too, because he knew I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Soups. But yeah, I love this one. I love Bryce as a hot dog. It's so good. Thank you for coming as a hot dog, Bryce. That really made my day.
Hot Dog Bryce.
Hot Dog Bryce was the best Bryce.
Was pretty great, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
A great one. And here's more Hot Dog Bryce.
I was like, I'm very impressed by this meme. Yes, I love this one too. This is Karkadrak.
Just Bryce is just pixelated out.
Yes, because he's too spicy for TV. He's a big wiener. That's how we advertised him. He was a big wiener joining our stream. So we had to bleep him out, I guess. Because body parts are things to be ashamed of. Yeah.
Look, Bryce. Yeah, this is
Bryce, we love you. You're a treasure.
Oh.
Yes. Who? Oh, this was Yusuf. Yusuf did this one.
Yusuf made this one. Okay.
Yeah. This is KK's model, right? KK brought his own Kingdom Death model.
He did, yeah. He had his own. He's been working on these for a bit.
Yeah.
And this is the one he brought.
Now I'm working on the washes. Yeah, and I was all giggles that day too because I am immature, as you guys can tell, probably. Right, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last one. Oh,
Vino. Vino also was doing a model for Kingdom Death, and he got very into the spirit. We encouraged costumes or like dressing to the theme or whatever. Mm-hmm. However you wanted to interpret that. And Vino participated in that as well.
Yeah.
So he sent a picture in of his costume for the day. And of course it got memed because we have a plethora of great memists in our midst.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Soups made this one too, I think.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. Thanks, Soups. And thanks, Vino.
Thanks, fam. You guys are the best. Thank you for making us laugh. Hopefully we can be entertaining at times, but you guys definitely entertain us back. We don't have the squeezy bottle here anymore.
The squeezy bottle's up there. You want me to grab one for you?
Put it away. Yeah. Nah, I'll live. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. I'm going to go back to what I'm up to, but we should also check in with you pretty soon here, Meg.
Okay.
With yours. So I'm now going back and doing another layer of white I'm doing the Meg style with barely anything on my dry brush at all. And it is nice. Mm-hmm. And I just did the black panel liner. And I did a little bit more yellow as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Actually, I do need the squeezy bottle.
You know where it is?
I'll do that, yeah.
Okay.
I forgot. Because I'm going to create a wash. I'm washing the recesses. The recesses as well as like kind of blending in my dry brush a bit more to the base coat. So I'm going to make my own wash out of this Lothern blue because I used it for the base coating.
Now, you're making your own wash, you're using water.
I'm just using water.
Yeah. Talk to us about what makes you use water versus...
Because I'm lazy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just use water.
Yeah.
I've heard takes on this, and I believe them. It's not that I don't believe that you should use thinner instead. Not thinner.
Like a medium.
Like a medium, right? Thank you. I'm just kind of lazy. Like, this is me, like, saying, like, what? People are really experienced painters are like, well, you don't know what's in the water. Like, water could have, like...
Come on. Yeah, I don't like that.
It's fine.
That's not...
No, I think that's totally fair. Like, if you want to become, like, a serious painter and, like, you want to care about every detail, like, props to you for getting distilled water to mix in. Or whatever it is you're going to do, right?
Sure.
But anyway, I water works fine for me. I haven't seen an issue with it, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm sure eventually I'll try out the thinner thing more seriously and be like, okay, I can see the ROI on this. Is worth it or not or whatever.
Sometimes I just feel like the thinner helps it, like, feels like it's not runny.
Like, I think that's, for me, like,
to me, that's just, like, that's
a ratio issue.
Right, you can probably accomplish that with water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me mix this with the back of your paintbrush, actually. This is me taking more of your things for a second. Zach hates it when I take his things. You can't blame him. It's pretty annoying.
All right, we're gonna switch over to you here in a sec, but I'm pretty happy with how this guy's coming out. I think, to be honest with you, working on this model now holistically, what I would now do and will do is actually start painting parts of him other than the scales. I know this is a scales episode, but I want to start seeing some other things move up to this level before I go too much further, if that makes sense, because so I'm gonna be doing I need to go get the paints. They're right over on our freshly nice organized shelf to do these straps that he has on his sides here. You guys can see those, because that's going to be the same vermilion kind of color that I'm using for the capes. I need to do this guy's fur, the axis. There's a lot left to do on this model, but I'm very happy with how the scale is coming out. Oh, there's this copper plate. That actually I should do, and these straps, since they're kind of interwoven with the scales. All right, let's flippity flop over here back to Meg.
Yeah. And don't forget, you guys can super chat.
I'm going to take 1 second as well here, just to swap this guy out. So we get a nice fresh battery for you. There you go.
Welcome, Larry King. Glad you made it. Don't worry about being late. This is all being recorded.
All right, let me know when you got a good shot, and we'll flip to you, Meg.
Yeah.
That fantastic planet meme. Bryce made is still cracking me up.
I know. It's pretty good. This is my painting spot. Okay.
We good?
We're good, yeah.
Here we go.
All right. So now I'm going to go back in and add, like, wash the, kind of like glaze. It's more of like a glaze than a wash between the purple and the blue again. And then what is the consistency? It's kind of milky. You can kind of see it there on my skin, hopefully, how it's coming out. All right. I'm going to use my other one as a guide. But yeah, I'm going back to like where it would be shaded and adding blue back in there. Kind of like if the light doesn't hit it right, it still looks blue. Is what I'm thinking. Not necessarily, because the blue is not darker than the purple at all. Maybe the highest levels of purple, yes, but in general, they're about the same value. So it's not really like a dark light thing. It's more of like, how is light reflecting? Does it make the scales look blue or purple?
Captain Mannerings is working on some Skaven sewer bases.
Oh, sewer bases. That's cool.
That's a cool idea, right?
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Okay.
And Sarai pointed this out the other day, but like, yeah, you want your brush strokes to go in the direction of like the termination point, right? So is this when I'm applying the blue in like the recess or like the shaded areas, so I should brush towards the shaded area.
The termination point.
Yeah, if I was doing a highlight, the highlight would terminate at the end of the I don't know, scale spike that we have right here. But I actually wanted to terminate going down. So that's the direction I should paint if I want it to look good.
That makes sense. Especially with washes, right? And glazes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably good advice all the time.
Yeah, I think so. Well, what happens when you're dry? Well, I think when you're dry brushing, would you go opposite? Because the highest points are catching the most of the dry brush offerings.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
I have to think about it now.
Same.
You know, sometimes when you like think about these things, you think about it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just like to let chat make the decision when that happens. I'm like, you know what? Chat knows.
Or when you're like, you're
you know,
like,
chat will figure this out for me.
Someone's like, wait, wasn't that on the other side earlier? And you're like, well, no, because you were looking at it from this angle. So for you,
just gaslight chat.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And then I'm also putting blue in the recesses because I like how that looks. I like the colored recesses.
You have been really experimenting with colored recesses.
I've been trying. I mean, to varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
That's okay. They can't all be winners, right?
They can't. But how are you feeling like your experiments are going?
Fine. It's funny with these, like, they're turning into like little tiny Easter eggs. I feel like they're so pastel looking, and same thing here, right? Like the blue is almost the same value as the purple, so you could lose detail, right? Okay. But that's why I like to go back in last and add the definition back with the edge highlighting, and that helps pull the two apart. Hopefully I'll get to that today. I should be able to. We have, and yeah, there you go. In the direction of the light source you're emulating. Yeah, so it sounds like the same thing. You go towards the termination point. So I might have had that backwards. See, I knew chat would come through. Chat always comes through.
I can take this guy off.
Sure.
And by this guy I mean you and I.
Oh, if you want. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
If this is useful.
Meg, are you gonna play AOS today, or are you gonna do some board games?
Zach, I think I'm gonna play board games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should be practicing for AOS because we have our teams coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
This month has been like a lot for us, and September usually is very tiring for us because it's my birthday, then it's our anniversary, and then it's your birthday.
Yeah. And
we don't always like plan anything big, but we plan something. Like we at least like to hang out with our friends.
Yeah.
So I'm tired. I don't want to think very hard, but I should play AOS this Thursday again.
Oh, I think didn't you say you're going?
Oh, you're right. I'm doing something. Boy, I'll figure it out. Guys, I'll practice. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm playing AOS next. But if not this week, it'll be this weekend. we can at least do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, his legs down here kind of missed the boat on all the color, but that's okay. We can fake it.
I'm doing some vermilion straps here, which is kind of like the accent color of my army. Are these straps? I don't really know what these are. They're like just like cloths that he has. Okay. But I'm glad they're there. Straps. I'm glad they're here because they do add this like really nice pop of color into this dude. Okay, nice. I
don't want to do that actually. Okay.
How are you doing, Meg?
Cool. So here's, I'm doing okay. I'm hoping, let's see, 11:30, maybe in like 10 minutes, I'll just switch to the last step so people can see that happening. But anyways, this is the, after the wash, and this is before. So you can see the blue's been pulled back up quite a bit.
Wait, 1 second.
No, it's okay.
1 second.
Put on my glasses. Let's get my glasses going.
Okay. Oh, the one on the left is the wash. That one.
This is pre-wash.
Pre-wash.
Yeah, because what I wanted to do is pull the blue back in. See how this one has like a lot more blue going on, and there's blue in the recesses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like this. It's gonna be more defined when I do the edge highlighting on these scales. That'll be the last step.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So one done with the wash. Where'd my brush go? Oh, I left it in the paint water. Terrible.
Yeah. It's looking great. I'm really excited to see this army. Because you've got
so many colors.
Wild colors going on. The basing, I think, is going to be very impactful.
I'm excited to do the base. This is like one of the first times I've been excited to do basing. I think because I actually have a real plan for it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Basing's
Marble jungle. Actually, so I was thinking marble jungle, but actually what I think I'm going to do is like synthwave. So, I want to paint the bases like bright, maybe blue or neon pink. And then, I'll have to find some material or something that's like a mesh. It's like a square mesh. Lay it over the top and then spray like very, very dark gray to get that like glowing, the glowing recesses, right? The glowing like grout. From Vaporwave, and then
those glowing recesses.
Yeah, and then what I want to do after that is like, so I don't want to have marble, but I do want to still have like broken tiles, on top of that. But like they should also look like they're glowing. So maybe they'll be like, I'm still thinking through it. They might be edge highlight, what do we call it? Like basically it'll be broken into some pieces, and then the edges of the pieces will be bright, while the pieces themselves will probably like be dark, but maybe have a glow. I'm still thinking through it. Anyway, my point is I'm excited to do the bases. And then I want these guys to look like they're in the jungle, so like there'll be jungle plants too coming up through the broken cracks.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool.
Well, we'll see. I could totally bungle it. That option is not off the table ever with me.
It's not off the table with anyone.
True.
You know?
Just believe in yourself, Meg.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm very excited to see it. You know, you and I do play Sigmar a few times a month, and I really enjoy our games together. And it will
that's good.
It will be nice for you to have a different army. It's not that I don't enjoy even playing your Soulblight over and over again, but it just changes it up. No, and I do, and I know it's kind of hard. It's hard to say that and not sound sarcastic, but I'm not. If you only ever had Soulblight, that would still be fun for me.
I mean, because some people do have like one army, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I play this army.
I mean, everybody
starts
with most people start with just one army,
and
right?
like, don't tell me how to play, and that I need another army, and that's totally fine. I just figure since we do talk a lot about these games here, especially AOS, because you love AOS, and we have a nice AOS community. I want to try to be able to talk about it a little further than just one army. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, the other day we went to Fault Line to play, and it was you, me, Brett, and Bryce, and I was like, can I play Zach because I don't know my rules? Like I'm embarrassed like to keep asking people, like I forget this and this and this. Which ended up being fine, but Brett was like, oh no, Zach was like, no, it'll be fine because everyone is kind of learning their rules, right? And Brett was like, yeah, I'm still learning my rules, like don't worry about it, Meg, but I don't want to play you, Meg, because I am tired of playing Soul Blight.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. So Brett was like, I'll play anybody except Meg. Do you guys run into that? Like, where, like, you want to get a game in and the only person you have to play is, like, the same army you've been playing over and over, and so you're kind of like, I'd rather just not, actually. I'd rather not play this than play it all. I don't know.
Hey, Meg.
I think Brett would have played me if I was his only choice.
He would have. Yeah. Hey, Meg, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I mean, it's your show. Do whatever you want.
It's our show. I'm going to hand you my guy. Mm-hmm. Kind of see where he is. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can let me know what color you think I should paint his gums.
His gums?
Yeah. I know that the instinct is red.
Yeah.
But right. I'm a little... I did do his eyes.
Over
just
it?
Whenever you get a minute. You don't have to... No rush. You can see where he's at.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Show him to chat here and where he's at. So more back and forth on scales and yellow and white scales. I did his eyes. I went in and they're black with a little
really
red
nice.
dot in there.
He's looking really good. Oh no, it looks like some of his edge highlighting chipped, but that's easy to fix.
Yeah.
I would go with black, honestly.
Yeah, I was
like
kind of
the
wondering.
darkest recesses here. Like just go black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking
along the edges. I think that would look cool. You could even do like black to like black red. Like have a little bit of super dark red peeking through.
Yeah.
That would look cool too.
Wait, not in the shot, it says.
Oh, sorry. I was just holding it up and talking to myself. Okay.
Okay, so we'll take a look, see where he is.
Okay,
I
sorry,
still
guys.
a lot of cleanup on the
wasn't
armor
doing
to
that
do,
right.
as you guys can see,
but
I did...
I'm talking about putting like black here, like in this part of the jaw, and maybe having it transition to like black red towards the front. I think that could look cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. I'm going to keep working on my washes.
Oh, 11:40.
I know, it's getting late. We should probably do fan stuff.
Want to do some fan stuff?
Let's do fan stuff. Wrap it up.
Okay.
And then head over to your party.
Yeah, we got a lot of packing up to do.
Yes.
We got to take like multiple Sigmar armies for people. And okay. Here we go. Let's do some fan stuff. This is Cody.
Cody, creepy Santa.
Still cranking along, cranking out his Kingdom Death.
It's amazing.
Yeah. This is a weird model.
I love this Santa Claus monster. Santa is scary. Especially like this when he's covered in hands. And what are the hooks? I was like, are those penises again? But they're not. But yeah. He's super creepy and I love him. And there's a lot of color going on, especially for a Santa.
Yeah.
It's weird. Really weird. Really cool. Love it.
Oh, here's a Gargant. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And this is from Filippo.
Oh, yeah.
Filippo, yeah. Super cool Gargant.
Have we seen any of Filippo's work?
I don't think so.
Okay,
great skin tone.
Nice to showcase it.
Great skin tone. Love the little splash of orange and red going on down here on his belt.
Yeah.
I actually have...
He looks like beautiful. He looks like he's glowing.
I am excited to paint some Gargants down the road. They are really fun. And if you're doing skin stuff...
You already got to paint Gargants. I want to paint a Gargant.
Yeah, we will, definitely. We have King...
There's more than one Gargant, Meg.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Nice snow on the bases, too.
Yeah. Here we go. We know this guy.
Molecule. I don't want to dox Molecule, but we are going to see him today, so I guess I just did.
Yeah.
So you know he's nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably not here in chat. Maybe.
No, he probably never checked in at all.
Yeah.
So we could say anything we want.
This is great. Yeah.
You might never see it. It's beautiful. He's been posting a lot of beautiful stuff that he's been working on.
I wonder if he's going to bring any of these guys so we can see him firsthand.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't ask him.
Do we get to look at them in person? Lucky us. I hope so.
Chris likes to paint. We know this guy too.
Yay.
His Bellicor.
Thank you for putting your name on your picture, Chris.
Yeah, the Bellicor is quite nice.
That way, anybody who's watching who has auditory issues can see your name.
That is true.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Helps people find you.
Chris, awesome work. He had 2 models in the Discord. And I was like kind of struggling with which one to go with, but this is one.
I know. Oh, right. Because he has Bellicor and then like this other model that is like Bellicor's girlfriend, he said.
It's okay. Yeah.
Like date or partner or whatever. I don't know what word he used. But they're both so pretty and yeah, I'm always impressed by Bellicor. Is that the standard base that Bellicor comes with?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember.
It's cool, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this model. I really love this model a lot. You're always calling it derpy, right? Or is that something else?
He's just...
I really like it.
He looks like he'd be amazing and super powerful.
Oh, and he plays derpy.
He's just not that good. Like, he's just kind of... I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
He has one, like, cute kind of trick. And then after that, like... His cute trick is that he picks a unit... at the start of a hero phase, and then anytime that unit of yours wants to do anything, each phase you have to roll die, and if you don't, or he rolls a die, and on a 3 up, your model can't do anything. So like let's say you want to move Derpo, you want to move your zombie dragon with a vampire lord on him.
Yeah, otherwise known as Derpo.
You'd have to roll die, and or he rolls a die, and on a 3 up, you can't do anything.
Oh, so it's like spiders all over again. Great. Sounds great.
And so he does that for 1 turn, and then typically it's just kind of funny because like I've had people do that to a Frost Lord, and I've had people do it to Marathi. And what happens is, as soon as those models can be activated again, they just run Bellicor down and murder him.
Oh.
So he's like casting, he's like freeze spell, and like trying to fly away, and then the spell ends, and then the Froster just like runs him down and like shoves his head into the ground and murders him.
Gives him a little swirly.
Yeah, pretty much. But he looks like Bellicor himself looks like he'd be a bully, but he's not. He's kind of a nerd. And also he's a bad wizard, so he's a bad nerd too.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So these are Umi's knights. They are. Can you tell the theme, Zach?
I do. Well, I know that they're Power Rangers, right? Yeah.
Didn't know if you remembered that or not, but yeah, he helped us out with our Power Ranger lore on our last stream, last stream. It was Wednesday, and shared his picture of his Power Ranger knights, which I think are super cool. I love seeing things come in like a collection of colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are great.
So pretty. And then there's that one knight with the nice like freehand panel he did. Fun.
I like the little ones.
Yeah, they're cute. Oh, the little baby knights.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, yeah, Armigers. In general, I really like that kit.
Yeah. Thanks, Umi.
It's cool.
Soups.
Oh, this is looking great.
Soups finished.
This is Kingdom Death. Yeah,
he finished. She's so pretty. I love that blue skin.
Yeah.
She looks very Mystique.
Oh, from X-Men.
Yeah. I love these colors. Really nice job. I like the yellow. It really pops.
Yeah, the yellow's nice there.
Yeah, and her glowing red eyes. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't know Kingdom Death lore. I mean, you can paint anything any color.
It doesn't matter because it's not WYSIWYG either. Like,
yeah.
Who cares?
Brett was lamenting this.
This is Brett's beef with. Yeah, we're putting him on blast today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Brett. He was like, I don't like how it's not WYSIWYG, and I'm constantly like not using things WYSIWYG because I'm like I just want to paint what's cooler. So that doesn't bother me about the game, but yes, for some people I can see that being a Kingdom Death issue. Anyway, back to this. I love this model. It came out beautiful. I'm so glad we sent it to you so we could see it.
Yeah.
See what you did with it. Yeah.
Very nice. Good base too. Very cool. This is Sleepy Gary from I know who we know. And he has been super into Marvel Crisis Protocol recently. So here is his Ghost Rider.
Many people
are
into it. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is Nicolas Cage. And then he said Nicolas Cage, right? I went back and looked. That's the only problem with this model is that it doesn't have Nicolas Cage's face.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it works better with the skull face.
Yeah.
It looks fun, and it looks like maybe use some turbo dork.
Yeah, maybe right
or
on the
some kind
flame
of color
wheels.
shifts on the flames.
Yeah.
It's really pretty. Yeah, I like the choice to not go with like traditional red flames.
Yeah.
What color are Ghost Rider's flames anyway? It's
I
traditional,
think they're red,
right? It's
yeah.
not like
I think they're red. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Okay. Who is this? We've been seeing this. This is Polly?
No, this is Yusuf.
Yusuf. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't remember who's doing
It's funny because you did the fan stuff, and then I was like, actually, I like this one better. Like, I went back and I chose this one from Yusuf because I love all the brains, and I love seeing them as a collection. But he's been working on this Tyranid army for a while and posting pictures, so there's more to this army in the Discord. Make sure you go check out Hobby Finished so that you can see.
Yeah, these are really nice. And I like I actually like this, like, red he's got. It's like... like maroony red.
Yeah, there's really fun colors happening here that I like a lot.
Okay. And finally, we have Haley's Red Comet.
Yeah, this was quote unquote a quick job from Haley's.
Looks good for a quick job.
Yeah, another Kingdom Death. We are just like obsessed with Kingdom Death now, Zach. This is our life.
Well.
But yeah, really cool. Nice work on a quick job from Haley. Thank you for sharing also, and welcome to the community again. I know you're semi-new to us now. We do have a couple new members today, so if you guys want to see your work on our channel, make sure you submit it to the Hobby Finish channel in our Discord. So
yes, please.
Join our Discord.
Yes.
Make some friends.
Yeah, it's nice in there, actually.
It is nice. It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
And if you see anybody in the Hobby Hangout voice chat, join. Last night somebody tried to join, or they did join, and I was trying to look and see what the name was so I could say hi, and then they got scared and left. And I felt really bad about that.
Wasn't that Lindsay?
No, it was Eric. Not to put you on blast, Eric. But yeah, everybody's welcome at any point. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to turn on your camera. Like, we're cool. It's fine. We just want to say hi and be cool people to hang out with, because you guys are all cool people to hang out with.
Honestly, probably less than half of people actually use their cameras.
It's very true, yeah. Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
People have different comfort levels with that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, poor Liberty Fires puts on his camera and you give him crap about his like, if something looks astray, you're like, okay, what's going on there, Liberty?
All right.
Poor Liberty.
Okay, one time.
Poor Liberty.
When I knew he had just moved.
He is such a good supporter.
When I knew he had just moved, he turned he had his camera on, and behind him, the room was just like a mess because he was moving. He had just like moved into it.
Putting him on blast.
Yeah.
There's a messy room. Poor Liberty. I'm doing the, can you put the Lumex on, please?
Yes.
I'm doing the edge highlighting a bit. And so I figured I should do that step on camera while I have like a minute or two. But yeah, so what I'm doing is sort of what they tell you to do when you're painting non-metal metallics. Like, don't worry, I'm not worrying so much about the realism and the lighting here. I'm just taking what I think would look cool. So where the dry brush caught the most high values, I'm just going to go ahead and accentuate those. Like, I'm not going to go back in and pull out even more. I'm pretty much just going to stick to what the dry brush gave me and use that to guide where I add my edge highlights. And that's good enough for me for this Saurus group. Everybody Saurus makes group. Those calls, right?
Right.
That is my call that I'm making. I'm gonna just follow the dry brushing.
I'm blocking out a few straps on this guy that go over the scales, which is again nice because I like being able to see the stuff. Like, you sit here and you do this like kind of complex, not hard, but back and forth process of colors, and then you have to remember, like, oh, there's other things that are going to introduce other colors. Mm-hmm. So I kind of feel like I need that. I need to see those other things.
I shouldn't be using a 1. I should switch to a 0. Not a double zero, just a 0.
Okay, here we go. She's switching to the 0.
I did it already.
No,
Oh. I missed the joke. Probably because I'm looking at my model and not you. Sorry, Zach.
No, there's no...
What's the joke?
Just that... Like switching to like a golf. It's like almost like a golf thing.
Oh, got it.
It's like a golf joke.
Got it. Where are we at time-wise?
We are last couple minutes, so we should wrap up here.
Yeah.
And have a look at
where we got
to. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can see where I'm at on this camera before I put it on the rotator, the glam cam. But yeah, so I would just keep doing that, picking out like the highest spots and just giving them more definition. This looks really bright. Is this too bright for you guys?
I think it's okay.
Is it okay? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Polly. Yeah. Slap chop, like, again, like, it brought that basing level up, which I've already painted over. But you can stop there. You don't have to keep going. I think that's totally a valid paint job. It actually had 4 colors the way I had done it, right?
Yeah, right.
But I wanted to push it further because I wanted to go beyond slap chop, which some people will want to do and some people won't. And again, it's totally valid. So, anyway, what I would do, is keep looking for these highlights, highlighted dry brushing areas, and pick out some edge highlights. Let's see if I can. Can you just focus for me? Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, so it's before, this is after. Before, after, wow. Okay, and then that'll be the last step before I think finally what I'll do is go in with another wash on the darkest parts of the belly. Just to, again, like add more definition via contrast. So, I'm going to put a couple of these on the glam cam. And then, can you switch out, please?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. And then we'll call it. And then we can look at Zach's, too, on the glam cam. This is my original guy. My original guy, I also painted the base coats of the, gold paneling. So you could see, it's not all scales here. Like, it's hard to tell when you're in the middle of working on something. Like, the whole thing looks like it's made out of scales because that's the way I've base coated it. But actually, there's more going on than scales. And so I wanted to pick out some of the gold just to make that more apparent. Okay, so I'm going to get... Oh, hey, Jules. I'm going to get this set up. Zach, if you want to get to Jules' question.
Let's do that. Okay. I'm going to pass you my guy too, Meg, so that we can take a look at him when you're ready. Jules says, feels so good to be a lab rat. Yes. I'll join the Discord vid chat when the time difference isn't too bad.
Yeah.
My new Ard boys need some TLC love from Wales. Wales is a country, actually, not just an animal. A lot of people don't know that.
He doesn't live in a whale?
Jules, different whales. He goes around and lives in different whales, and he just wants us to know. Love from Wales. Or he is a whale, and on behalf of all whales, he's saying
Then
love.
he would have spelled it wrong.
Well, probably whales aren't great at spelling.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jules, so much, and
Jules.
we're glad you joined. Yeah, we look forward to
Thank you, Jules from Wales.
meeting you in chat, and seeing what you're working on. Ard Boys, exciting. Yeah, everybody's he's got the new Ard Boys. Bryce has got the new Ard Boys. Everybody's excited. It's super cool models.
Yeah. Fun.
Okay,
right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready for the big show?
It's a show.
There we go.
So my middle guy is what I started with, right? You guys saw him at the beginning of the stream, and he was done, and there's his gold paneling. This guy is who I started edge highlighting, but didn't finish. So you'll see the edge highlighting on this side, but not this side. This guy, I have not done the edge highlighting at all yet. I'm like making sure I'm not backwards there. Yeah.
Oh, see, Jules is confirming. He was short one character for Super Chat. He did mean whales, the animal.
Okay, yeah, I am talking about the right thing. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry. Because some of the dry brush, I mean, a lot of the dry brushing could remain and kind of blends into your edge highlighting, which just makes it easier. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to get all the blue guys up to this standard, and then I'll move on to pink, and then I'll move on to yellow and see what I want to do with it, because I know I still need to
the yellow one.
with
Yeah. But these look amazing.
But yeah, I'm happy with how these are coming out.
The color for their
fun.
For their armor and metal stuff is very awesome too. That you're doing. I mean, gold, but the way you're doing it looks really nice.
Yeah, and then their weapons, I'm going to do non-metal metallic. So I do that sometimes. Like some parts I'll do like with just
gold
metallic.
non-metal metallic.
Yeah, gold non-metal metallic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did that before on my Eskurgan True Blades, and I'll try it again here with those guys, and I might regret it.
I think it's gonna look cool
because it's gonna be a lot of work. But yeah, I want to put some TLC into these guys. Should we put yours on the camera?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I'll kind of go through what I'm doing here. I'm mostly pretty happy.
A bad guy.
I'm mostly pretty happy with how the scales have come out on him. So now what I need to do is a lot of cleanup on other parts of the model. You can see the fur up there needs to get finished. Armor needs to get finished. But I'm happy with how the Karkadrak himself has come out. I just start doing straps. I need to highlight those. And that little metal spike. Awesome placement for a spike. If you get hit from behind, you just fly forward into your own spike. Ooh. Great idea. That little metal spike right there, it will be copper as well. Okay. That's kind of the...
Your scales look great.
Thanks, Meg.
Do you feel like you were able to push them further than you normally would have?
Probably, yeah. I don't think the contrast really is the thing. I don't know that I normally would have them so dark in places. Mm-hmm. And even, we've said that we're going to adjust the lighting on this monitor. It's a little dark, but even here they look shockingly dark. But when I actually look over at the model sitting there, I'm pretty happy with how it came out.
Yeah, it looks great.
So I'm excited for him. He'll, I think, see the table today. He's not finished 100%, but I think he'll see the table today.
He's battle ready.
Saray is, I think, gonna take him out for a spin.
He's a little frosty on top, but
that all needs to be finished. He's good. I've done very little work on him himself.
He's got his 3-color requirement.
Definitely.
Going on. It looks good, Zach.
Thank you. Okay, we did it, Meg.
We did a thing.
Coming up this week, tomorrow, of course, we have Grimdark Lunch, and we have Mondays in the Mortal Realms.
With Steven, the proper host.
Yeah, if you are a member, which looks like a lot of you here are, be on the lookout for some little surprise this week as well, coming your direction for members.
Any hints on when they can expect the surprise?
Early in the week.
Early in the week. There's
a
surprise coming for all of our members. So if you're not a member, it's not too late.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Wednesday is
never too late.
Wednesday's Brent Saray, and
it's the A-Team. Yeah.
A-Team. What are they doing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We should ask them, I guess.
I think it's Brent and Saray. And then
Brent and Saray, yeah. It could be anything.
Friday is me. Thursday. This is something like every day this week. Thursday, be on the lookout for the video version of this.
Yeah. I'm working
from Meg.
I'm putting out an actual helpful video.
Right.
Not just us goofing off on stream.
And
trying to squeeze in some painting.
Right. And Friday, for members' journeys, I'll be working on my Soulblight Gravelord board. Journey. My journey back to me.
I wish we had a fan that would blow every time you say journeys. So it would blow your hair back.
Yeah. Journeys.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That's the week. We did it.
That's the week. Then next Sunday is the B team again.
Do you know what we're doing?
We're doing ghosts, aren't we?
We are doing ghosts because it's October.
It's going to be October.
Yes,
we're going to get into spooky season. Let's just go through our whole content schedule, Zach.
We have some Halloween.
Spooky season is coming up.
I hope, Meg, we can have some different Halloween graphics. Like maybe this, but orange or a jack-o'-lantern.
I can just put little jack-o'-lantern faces in the middle of the screen so we become whatever.
Yeah. So we will be painting some ghosts.
Of weird
stuff. 2 types of ghosts. You're painting ghosts from the Lord of the Ring box, and I will be painting some Dreadscythe Harridans from Nighthaunt.
Okay, so more AOS.
More AOS. I
and
hate
we're dipping our toes into Lord of the Rings.
I hate that I had to buy
some more because we've done Smaug.
I hate that I had to buy a box of Dread Scythe Harridans.
So terrible.
No, I do because I don't like. There are too many armies that are not like really 100% yet.
Yeah.
Oh, stacks.
Stacks. We got stacks too at the last minute. Thank you, Polly, for sniping stacks.
Yeah.
Always good to keep.
Oh, Polly sniped 2 people today. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job on that sniping.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. So, awesome. Yeah, lots of different stuff coming on, and very exciting. And folks, as we like to say, Meg, anything else? Do you have anything else?
No, I think I got it.
We got it.
Yeah.
Okay, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and always be creating. See you guys.